Welcome back to Creative Feedback, you guys. Chris.
Hello.
Outer Space Cowboy.
Dave.
Karensa.
Hi.
She had her own theme song. You're welcome. I'm Jason. Good to be back with you guys. Today we're talking about favorites. My favorite thing is that my voice sounds like a truck ran over it. And it's like, I don't know if it's like sexy. I don't know if it's not sexy. But don't answer. Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
I don't think so. Unless it's a good answer. But then I don't want you to lie to me either.
Well, I feel like if we don't tell you, then that's just our answer right there.
That's fair. If you don't say anything, I'll assume the best. It's my personality.
Yeah. Well, that's always good.
Yeah. Karensa, I apologize in advance for any mucus-filled sniffles that may happen during the pod. I got a big one out of the way that I'm sure I edited out at this point, but Karensa almost left the room.
There's actually a 10-hour long version of it on YouTube right now.
I'm going to splice that together.
Yeah.
So, are you okay, Karensa?
I'm fine.
Okay. She's going to survive it, you guys.
Yeah.
It was traumatic.
Barely stopped myself from gagging.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All over the mic.
Also, me too, if that makes you feel better. All over the mic. So favorite films. I feel like that was a cool place to start because kind of everybody has one, I think. Ladies first. Karensa, you want to go?
I have two, I guess, because I can't pick one. But I'm a child, so my favorite are animated ones.
I love it.
Like Zootopia and How to Train Your Dragon. Only the first and second one. I hate the third one.
Oh. What happened in the third one that you didn't like?
I don't like it when like characters get something special about themselves and then in the end they have to give it up or they lose it. I hate that.
Oh, because at the end of the third one the dragon leaves, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like with his mate.
Wait, what?
Oh, spoiler! Oh,
Chris, what is
spoiler
wrong with
alert.
you? It's been out for so long.
I've seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one yet.
Yeah. Well, but he gains.
It's disappointing. Don't watch it.
He gains maturity. The main
I don't
character
care about that.
Now I'm sad.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't what's his name, like Hook Loose or something? The main character.
Toothless?
Name? No, the guy.
Hiccup?
Oh, Hiccup.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got that.
Hookless is like a mashup of Toothless
Yeah.
and Hiccup. You just, I get them confused all the time.
That's their ship name.
Yeah. Hookless.
Doesn't he have a beard in the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he ends up like growing old enough to get children and stuff like that.
Right.
Like at the very end.
I think he's emulating, it's a mirror of his dad, the character. So he grew a beard. I mean, it's also Viking culture and stuff. But
it seems like DreamWorks makes like a good first film, a good second film, and then just like fails on the end of the trilogy.
Give me the other examples.
Shrek. Like the first one, amazing. Okay. Second one, like probably the best. And then the third one's just like, what happened?
That's how I feel about like How to Train Your Dragon. I really like the second one, but I really like the first one because it's how it started.
Yeah.
But the second one's pretty good too.
So do we feel like third movies are cash grabs most of the time?
I just think they fail at it.
I think
or animated third movies.
I think the problem is just ending the story in general. Because, I mean, it's always hard to end a story. But, I mean, there's definitely a way to, and sometimes it's like, maybe not,
Is there any part of it where the first two stories are so precious to you that then there would not be a right way to land it the third time? I mean, is it so Karensa, over to you with How to Train Your Dragons. Is there a ending to a third movie, right, that they call you and say, you are the writer for the third How to Train Your Dragons? How does that go? What's the improvement to be made?
I feel like I understand the logic where they had to allow the dragons to be where they were because then people would always be trying to find them or whatever. That was the idea behind it, that they needed to leave there so that it's harder to find them. But my thing is like you see other places where there's always like a civilization who protects, that lives with those creatures and protects them in case anybody comes in. I don't know why they couldn't just like move there. Move in with like the dragons if that was their logic. And their entire civilization also revolved around dragons by that point. they had completely
Sure.
changed.
They'd integrated them fully.
Yeah. So to me, it was like, why would you do that?
Oh, that's true. Nobody thinks about the back end where they all get home and they're like, well, got to till the fields again ourselves.
You got to do all the manual work. You know?
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a good point. I never thought about that with all the integration. And then you're like, yeah, but we must free them. Is it weird to ask, was it a slight like slavery allegory?
Well, it's more like a dog, like having a dog. Like you have a herd dog that goes and like helps you with the animals, but it's not like it's not like you bring them in, you feed them, you pet them, you know.
Right.
Same logic. I mean, they were intelligent enough that they had a personality. You did something to like tick them off, they would let you know.
That's true. My impression with How to Train Your Dragons is that it was always a symbiotic relationship. And I think that's the right phrase, where they were helping humans, but humans were helping them. Mm-hmm. Like they were providing all the fish they needed and all the, resources they needed to grow as dragons.
In the show, because they had like episode shows that like showed you how they integrated into society more.
Okay.
One of them was that they actually would lose teeth a lot and be in a lot of pain because their like meat would get stuck between their like teeth since they were so close.
Okay.
So they would actually help them by like cleaning, like I forgot his name, Gunther or something like that. But Hiccup's father's friend, he became like
Hook
the
for a hand or something.
Yeah, he became like the dentist for the dragons. They would show up there if they were having any pains in their mouth, and he would help them like clean it out and stuff.
Also, kind of a de facto father figure for Hiccup, a little bit.
Oh, totally.
Like advisor. He's like the Merlin of the whole thing to the King Arthur. So How to Train Your Dragons 3, not your favorite. No. Which would be your favorite, first or second?
That's a tough decision. It's more about like what mood I'm in. Do I want him to be like already like badass basically, or do I want him to be like getting there? Like I like
the hero's journey.
Yeah, I like the beginning because that's when he first meets Toothless, and that's a lot of like.
Is the second one the movie where it's like a guy that captures dragons and uses them to fight, but then this huge dragon comes at the end? Mm-hmm. Or am I conflating two movies? That's
the second one.
The pirate dude.
Yeah, the second one is when he comes with the other dragon.
Okay, I like the second one where he's Hiccup's using the dragons to fight back. Like they've now gathered and are. I typically like those kind of movies. That's really interesting that you say that. Depending on what mood you're in, I tend to like movies where, at some point in the movie, or even if it's the next movie, where the character is now fleshed out, fully powerful, and then are using those powers, and things get more interesting. So, like origin story movies, I'm okay with, but I much prefer the next movie. Or like I found myself disappointed occasionally with certain Marvel movies where you're introducing this comic book character. We already know how powerful they become if you're a comic book fan. And then by the end of the first movie, they've just figured out how to use their powers, and then credits roll. And you're like, oh, no. I need Iron Man 3 now.
I think that's why a lot of people hate Spider-Man Homecoming, is because...
Hate is such a strong word.
I know. People like genuinely hate it, though.
Okay.
Just because it's like him learning to be his own like deal or whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was like trying to be Iron Man.
So not your favorite movie, Spider-Man Homecoming?
I mean, it's okay.
Oh, you're like, people hate it. It's fine.
Yeah.
So what are your favorite movies, big guy?
I really like the Lego movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 2 animated films. This is why I knew I had the right people for this podcast.
Yeah, no, the Lego movie is amazing. The second one is it's okay. I'm waiting for the third one to come out, hopefully soon.
There's a third one coming?
They've announced it.
Okay. Everything's slowed down with the vid and all that.
2023 maybe?
Yeah, animated films take a surprisingly long time.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of making 2 movies, right? You're filming the actors, voice acting, all of those things, and then you are animating.
Yeah, and that takes a really long time to do.
And like hundreds of animators and all that. So, Lego movie.
Did you ever watch like the Ninjago on Cartoon Network?
I did, but it's been a really long time, and I know I really enjoyed that. So.
I really, really liked
Yeah.
that. The story was cool too.
It
I mean, that
was.
really what was made it. It didn't matter that it was Legos. It was just the fact that the story was pretty cool.
Right. Incredibly underrated in Lego animations in general is the writing. Like, Dave, I know you are a huge fan of the games because of storylines and all that, right?
The games?
Yeah, the Lego, like Star Wars, for instance. You had pointed out to me and all that. You were just like, that is like...
The newest Lego Star Wars game?
Oh, yeah. The when you had pointed out Lego Star Wars, where it was like the compilation of all of the movies, where, so the thing that sticks out to me in the trailer, right, for that is the comedy that they add. Like, all of the comedy is this ironic, like, subtle comedy that, I mean, it's obviously written by adults, but Legos are this, like, playful, almost childlike composition. I love that juxtaposition. Like, I like cartoons that understand that the adults watch with the kids, too, right? So Phineas and Ferb, Chris and I have talked about that before with Perry the Platypus and Doofenshmirtz. It's just, like, genius writing because you're keeping the full audience engaged, because the odds that you're, you know, maybe sitting the kids in front of it is fine. So the humor has to work for kid levels. But then if the adults sit and watch, it is deeply engaging because the jokes are genuinely funny and sometimes over the kid's head, but they're not inappropriate. They're just right on that edge of like pushing the envelope where kids might not even notice, but parents are like chuckling to themselves and kids are looking at you like, what happened? What's so funny? You know, like Doofenshmirtz is my favorite character from Phineas and Ferb by far.
Yeah.
Actually, the creator of the show voiced him, I think. Dan Povenmire, is that right?
I believe I know his first name's Dan.
Apologies to Dan if I got your
He's on
last name
TikTok.
wrong. He'll have to come on the show and correct us.
Yeah. Come
So-
on. Do it.
Do it. Come on. Dare
We
you.
won't.
You won't regret it. We'll give you some creative feedback. You see what I did there?
That's the name.
That's what I said it in the pod. Dave, favorite movie, man?
Favorite movie?
Or film, if we're going to treat it very art noir, like you know.
Huh?
I don't mean to degrade your favorite movie by calling it a movie. It could be a film.
What is your favorite film?
My favorite film, I think, is Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Yeah.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Tarantino film. What about it? Why?
The
Pulp
like
Fiction?
crime, drama,
I love the criminals.
drugs, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I love criminals.
Yeah.
Yep.
The ninja sword, like Bruce Willis sneaking up with that ninja sword. Or like one of my favorite scenes is the selection of the samurai sword. Because he's I mean, you can hear the sounds, like the cinematography is awesome because it's focused on Bruce Willis, but you can hear the torture happening in the background. And he's like quietly moving through the thrift store looking thing and grabbing like increasingly more dangerous weapons. And then you see him see what ends up being a samurai sword, but you don't really like understand what he's looking at. He just looks off camera and is like, oh, that's it. And that I love that about Tarantino, that you don't even have to see the thing to be excited about. Like, he gets who his audience is.
Right.
Like, I've heard so many theories about what's in the briefcase, but like they say it's Marcellus Wallace's soul or something. Like, it's something like that where, cause you never see it, right?
No,
It just
I don't
glows
think so.
gold.
Yeah, it just glows.
Yeah.
But
And
it
then-
could be.
Yeah. And then the way that my dad of, you know, the movie buff that he is, did not prefer the way that Tarantino would shoot it out of order, but I love it. I think it's so cool to do flashback styling and that kind of thing. Like, it really informed my preferences in films Tarantino did at a young age, like not too young, like it wasn't inappropriately young,
Right.
but then I was watching like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction. Or have you seen his whole catalog?
Inglourious Bastards.
Yep.
And
And he did Django as well.
Django.
Yep.
I like that one.
But like, have you seen the Reservoir Dogs?
That's the one with Jonah Hill, right?
No, that's War Dogs.
Oh,
So
okay,
Reservoir
okay.
Dogs was an older film. Tim Roth, Michael Madsen, Harvey Keitel, and Steve Buscemi. Like, they're Mr. Pink, Mr. Yellow, and they're doing like this bank robbery. But the movie is shot. They run through the perspective of one character at a certain time frame, and then the next scene is a different character during the same time frame, right? And they keep doing that, and then at the end, it all merges back together. as it shows all of their storylines. But you're like, oh, how do we get here from here? And I love the I had never seen movies like this where a character's dead, right? Like you see them die, but then they're in the rest of the movie, right? So like a character gets shot. Like Michael Madsen's character that's cutting off the cop's ear, he's shot relatively early in the movie. But then the whole scene with the cop, like when you see the cop the first time in the warehouse in Reservoir Dogs, the cop is dead. But then Michael Madsen and the cop have a whole like 20-minute scene together later in the movie. So you know what's happened. And even though you know what has happened, you don't know how it happened. So it's still an interesting movie. I love that. I like the play on that. I had never really seen a whole lot before. Like playing with the format of the film so that it's still interesting, but like also a little weird for you.
Right.
So
that's what I really like Tarantino's style too of that. It's just weird all over the place, but like not too all over the place, but like it still connects in a way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Like he finds his way. It's like, it's kind of like small storytelling. Like the way, it feels like the way he likes to build his characters is kind of like the stories from real life. Like we tend not to have a hour and a half long, if you will, storyline for our life, right? We have these moments that make up your story, but you don't have to show the in-between or like the journey there. He kind of hard cuts to the next thing, right? Or leaves out things that he thinks are extra, but you still get it. Like it fills in the gaps nicely because of how he builds the next scene or like the skill set that the character then has and you understand that they developed it, that kind of thing.
Right.
I love it. Kill Bill, incredible films. Like totally informed my interest in aesthetic and all those things, like as a graphic designer, as just things I like, right? Like understanding who is and his audiences, like anime and comic books and all us nerds.
Right.
So I'm a huge Tarantino fan as well. So we had How to Train Your Dragons and Zootopia. Is there a reason, like, we didn't really talk about Zootopia. I apologize, Karensa. What was the, why the struggle between How to Train Your Dragons and Zootopia?
I feel like they're completely two different genres. One's way more action-y, and action is where I normally like the most.
Yeah.
But I just like the characters of Zootopia, and I think the story is really well done. Plus, I really like foxes. But I honestly just like the two main characters, like their personalities.
Yeah.
I think they're funny. Like they make really good friends. So they're entertaining to see what they'll do.
Yeah. I don't know if this matters, but I like the actors as well. I think Jason Bateman is the fox. And then I can never remember her last name. I think it's Jennifer Morrison is the police officer, or Jennifer Goodwin. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Yeah. But I know Jason Bateman's the fox, and he's a funny dude. You guys ever seen Arrested Development?
Mm.
That's such a trippy, weird show. Jason Bateman, Will Arnett. I think it's like loosely scripted, but it's such a weird and interesting show where they're like this family that's rich, but then lose their money somehow. So they're like navigating that as a family. It's very weird. I think the dad, that's what it is. The dad is rich. He gets arrested, and then they're figuring out how to survive this as like rich kids that never had to do anything, or like a family that's disconnected, that's goofballs. Anyway.
So it's like I don't know if I can say that, but the one with the creek.
Oh yeah. It's the name of a show.
Yeah,
you say Schitt's Creek?
Okay.
Yeah, it's the name. I mean, SCHITT is the name. Yeah. You could say that on the pod. That's not a curse word. That could be someone's last name in theory. So thank you for saying it on the pod.
Yep.
Come on, bring it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So so Zootopia. So action. Interesting. Okay. Cool. I like that. So we had Lego Movie.
Yeah.
First one.
Yeah.
Okay. And Pulp Fiction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is Gladiator.
Okay.
I love a movie where a character is willing to die for what he believes in. Like, there is something that connects deeply with me on that. Like, I think in person I come across as like lighthearted and a goofball, but the truth is like my conviction to my beliefs, or like the connection I feel with these characters is like, I hope that's me. That's what I told my wife. I was talking to her about it. Like, I hope that I am those characters in my life, right? That when it comes time. And by the way, all of these characters and the ones I'm talking about are like the William Wallaces, right, from Braveheart, or Leonidas from 300. Even I don't remember. I think it's William Algren is Tom Cruise's character in Last Samurai. I feel like these characters where they connect with something, are willing to die for it, but they don't have to be intense all the time, right? They are charismatic. So people want to follow them, but they don't have to prove they are a leader. You don't have to say, I'm a leader. You just lead. And if you show that people can trust you and that you care about them, then people tend to follow, right? Like, you trust that, and it feels comforting to know that you can trust the person and rely on them. And then at the end of those journeys, spoiler alert for everybody, maybe we should do a spoiler alert at the beginning of this pod, by the way, before we talk about films and stuff. If you haven't seen any of these films, I don't know what the statute of limitations is on spoiler alerts, but
I mean, for most of these films, it's been like years. Let's be
right.
honest.
So we'll put some at the beginning, just as a disclaimer.
No, that's
No?
being too nice.
Okay, fair.
We have to be chaotic
Yeah, I
and
already
aggressive.
I ruined the movie for him for the third one.
It's true.
And I said it was his fault. He hasn't watched it yet.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's how creative feedback goes.
If it ruins me, it has to ruin them as well.
Okay, fair. They must go down with their ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, a character willing to die for what he believes in. I like to see myself in a character, right? And it can be man or woman. Like, there was a show, Kate. It wasn't a show. It was a movie called Kate, where it's this female assassin and she gets poisoned. So then she is just hunting the people that killed her. That's her last thing. Like, she knows she has 24 hours, but along the way she meets a little girl, and she has to decide to protect the girl or go after her vengeance, right? And she's kind of torn this whole time, and she's trying to stay cold, but she's warming up. Like, I see myself in characters like that, but I like characters that are fleshed out like that are able. Like, I like characters that are strong or capable, not just physically, but like, you trust them as leaders. You understand that they're experts at what they're doing, or all those things. But then at the end of it, they have to make a choice to sacrifice. So it could be something about faith and religion in there, or something, I don't know. But I love that somebody could believe in something so much, and like believe in the right thing so much that they're willing to die for it, right? So Maximus in Gladiator, back to that. He just wants to he's a general, right? He wants to like lead an army, and he's doing it because it's his duty to his country at the time, his empire. And he's loyal to the emperor. But then when he heads back home, he just wants to be a farmer. He just wants to love his wife and his son and be about it. But then they're taken, and so his one motivation is to get rid of the evil that took it from him, right? And so he doesn't ever complain either. I like that part too. Like, imagine you are captured and then accidentally, in theory, put in slavery, and you go from being a general to a slave. He never treats the other gladiators, who are basically slaves, like they are less than, right? They're never beneath him. He's like loyal to them also. And then they recognize leadership in him, not because they know who he is, but like they just recognize a certain level of skill, or just the way that he carries himself. People try to bully him that then end up following him. And I think there's something admirable in that, where he doesn't have to tear them down to be awesome. Like, if someone comes at you, you don't need to tear them down to prove you deserve leadership status. It has nothing to do with that, right? It has to do with being compassionate, realizing different personalities, and then catering without caving, right? I can cater to your personality without like letting you ruin the mood of the room, right? I can understand you need more attention, or need, I don't know, a stern talking to or something, right? Recognizing. Anyway, I just love that, the dynamics of a character like that. So I think William Wallace is like that, like the warrior poets of the world. That's what I hope I am. So may we never have to find out. That's the real crux of that. I hope I don't ever have to die for it, but I hope I'm willing to. Anywho, anybody die in the Lego movie?
Um,
You see
I
that
don't
smooth
think
transition
so.
I made?
yeah, we love Lego Movie. No, I know Emma. He sacrifices himself, but he like survives.
See, he wasn't fully committed.
I know. If he was committed, he would have died.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know it's real.
Yeah, even though he jumped off like a skyscraper. But
Yeah. So that was favorite films portion of the pod.
Yeah. This is a transition.
Yeah.
This is
so
where we cut
now,
to commercial, right?
well, yeah, basically right now. So then, back to our regularly scheduled program. Favorite music or musicians? Chris.
Oh. I mean, I can't pick one because
I would hate if you picked just one.
I know. So I listen to a lot of indie music.
Okay.
But I'm also a big fan of Bo Burnham.
Okay.
Because gotta love me some Bo in my life.
I get it.
For bands that I listen to that are indie, there's a band called Lovejoy, Los Campesinos, Crywank is another one. I'm trying to think. And there's another one. I can't remember the name. But the Royston Club. But those are some of my favorites. And Lemon Demon.
Lemon Demon.
Yeah.
That's an incredible name for a band. I actually don't care what kind of music they make. I'd wear the shirt.
It's just one guy. He's the guy who made. I can't remember. He was like a really old YouTuber.
Okay.
In like 2012, he made like some unicorn series or whatever.
Huh.
Did
he go by Lemon Demon then?
No, he went by something. Charlie the Unicorn, I think, is the name of the series.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm not familiar, but I'll have to look into it.
I believe so. But yeah, then he just started making music.
And goes by Lemon Demon.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about musicians. You could just pick your name.
I know.
Nobody can question you,
It's
man.
a great name.
It is. I love that.
Yeah, he hasn't released anything in a while, so.
Oh. So he's less lemony than he once was.
No, he is. He's gone sour.
Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. So Lemon Demon. All right.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind with all of those. I don't know if I've heard of any of them. Crywink. That was another mind-blowing one.
Yeah.
Band names are incredible.
They make sad songs.
Do they?
Part.
Crywink, yeah. What would your band name be if you started a band, Chris?
I made a band.
Yeah.
Oh, this is hard.
Right? This defines you as a person for the next 10 years.
Exactly. Right now.
Right.
My imaginary band. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would need time to think about
That's
it.
fair. That was an impossible question. I just totally
really
threw you against the
was.
wall and said, who you going to marry?
I know.
Because that's important.
Mhm.
Dave, musical tastes?
Musical tastes,
Anything tasty?
of course.
All the sauce.
All the sauce. Man, I'm excited for that sauce episode that's about to come out
Okay.
on creative feedback.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's the one episode. Dave's going to be
Yeah.
silent until that episode. He's taking a vow of silence until the sauce episode, at which point none of the rest of us will talk.
It's just Dave.
It's just Dave talking,
Yeah.
saying sauce. It's like Donda from Kanye. Have you seen that? Have you heard that?
yeah.
Or is it
He
Donda.
just says
Donda,
sauce.
Donda, sauce,
Yeah.
sauce.
Sauce.
Yeah. Anyway, supposedly I heard this before we move on. I heard that Donda is a recording of his mom's heartbeat that then somebody said her name to in rhythm to. I don't know if that's true. That just blew my mind a little bit. I was like, oh.
Didn't he make a sequel to the Donda album?
Donda 2?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did, but it only came out on the stem player, like his personal music player.
Oh, okay.
People went in on him a little bit, so we should probably talk about it for a second, just because it's a crossover with
Yeah.
crypto, which is one of my deep passions in life. But Kanye criticized NFTs as like a silly investment or whatever, and then proceeded to release an album only on a stem player, which is similarly
Like
NFT like, where you can only get it if you get this one thing for $120.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I love it. I'm a fan, but it struck me as funny that he criticized NFTs as silly.
I know a lot of people are going after Kanye recently.
That's sad. He's awesome.
With Pete.
Oh man, yeah. That's the funniest thing to me. That is the most rational I've ever heard Kanye. Like, people are getting mad at him because he like is stalking Kim. I gotta tell you something, man. If some dude's shacking up with my wife, I'd be equally bananas. Yeah, like that's like the most normal thing he's ever done to me. It's like, oh, he's mad because somebody's sleeping with his wife. Yeah, what an idiot. How stupid. You should be totally chill about that. Anyway. Every time somebody sleeps with my wife, I am just thrilled to pieces. I tweet about it. Good job, you.
You get a star.
Babe, I'm just kidding. I
a
know.
Gold
That's
star
not real.
sticker.
Yeah. Check my Twitter. It's not there. Oh, at CreativeJSF, if anybody wants to look at my Twitter. You guys have Twitter handles?
Yeah. Whaley creates.
Whaley creates.
DC from the pool.
Yeah.
I recently made one, and I don't even remember.
Oh, that's like deep cut.
Mm.
Chris, I have a confession.
Oh.
I do not follow Whaley Creates.
Oh, you should.
I follow Gooey Goo.
We post. No, that's
their NFT project. Or it's like a secondary.
I deactivated that account.
Oh, well.
Oh,
turns out
I just followed him.
I don't follow Chris anymore.
But no, Whaley creates. That's the
That's the go-to?
Yeah.
Okay. Any underscore or anything like that?
No, just Whaley creates.
All right.
That's Whaley creates anywhere. Instagram, you know.
Yeah.
Promoting myself.
Yeah. So adjusting the mic. Nice. Yeah.
Edit it out.
Edit that out. Edit that out. If we talk about it long enough, we can't.
That's even funnier.
That's the key. So that, to me, that's the key to podcasting, is if you talk about something in a very short term, you can cut it. But if you continue talking about the thing that, like, if somebody burps or something and you reference it for like the next 3 minutes, there's no chance you can cut it because it is now integrated.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were talking about Dave's favorite music.
Oh.
And he said something about the Sauce episode, which
and I just
I'm
went
not
silent.
I'm not sure it had anything to do with it.
I would say my favorite type of music to listen to is rap music.
Nice.
Rock and roll.
But also country and jazz.
Jazz.
A little bit of everything.
You like jazz?
Anything saucy.
Yeah. Definitely a zesty beat that somebody likes to rhyme on.
Oh, dude.
A saucy beat.
Yeah. So Kanye West, Childish Gambino, Kid Cudi.
Speaking my language. Kid Cudi's coming out in a horror movie.
Really?
Under his real name.
Whoa.
Do you know his real name?
Scott Muscati.
Muscati? Yeah.
Muscati.
His last name's Muscati?
Well, Kid Cudi. It's Cudi is the end of his last name. Yeah, it's not as creative as you once thought. Now it's like Chris's mind is exploding in front of him.
Such a cool name, though.
Yeah, Muscati. Muscati?
Mm-hmm.
Muscooty.
And then
I don't know, Scooty Booty.
Travis Scott got his name from Kid Cudi.
Go again? Do what?
Travis Scott got his name from Kid Cudi.
His
Pause.
name isn't Travis
His real name is not Travis Scott?
No, it's not.
Do what? Chris and I just learned that, and I'm a Travis Scott fan. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue the story.
He got.
I'm gonna be baffled. His name is Raphael Alfonso. Like, I had no idea.
His name is Scott Travis.
Yeah, that's right. Deeply creative. It was Trevisello, Scotland.
Jacques Berman Webster II.
No way.
Yeah.
He should have gone with that. No offense.
Jacques on the beat. Like,
yeah, it's probably Jackie.
Where did he get Travis Scott from?
Yeah, what is Travis Scott from Kid Cudi?
His namesake of favorite uncle combined with the first name of his inspirations, Kid Cudi.
Oh, because Kid Cudi's first name is Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a real dummy. That did not hit me till this moment.
Wow.
So Travis is his uncle, and Scott is Kid Cudi's first name.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. You learn something new every day. I love this pod. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I genuinely had no idea.
Yeah.
So Scott Muscati is in a movie called X coming out. It's a horror movie. We should get ad dollars for saying that just now. But we won't. Yeah, we won't give anybody that wants to give us money on the pod. We want to be clear. Reach out.
Yeah, we don't promote any brands unless you give us money.
Yep, unless it's our own.
We hate all your brands unless you give us money,
and then we will use it extensively.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. So Travis Scott. Okay, so Travis Scott is one of your musicians, though.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
Being from Houston,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, what about, how do you feel about the tragedy? You want to touch on it at all?
Yeah, we could touch on it. The city of Houston should have known that.
That wasn't the right space?
Well, it's in a parking lot in NRG.
Okay.
Right next to the Astrodome.
Got it.
And it's huge. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Okay.
they should have known, like, all of Houston popped out for it.
Yeah.
Like, they went to go see him.
Well, I heard,
And-
I mean, in fairness to him, I heard they were not prepared in terms of security or
Right.
policing, or like people were breaking through the gates.
And that
because there was just
happened
nothing.
The first year, too. Like,
Oh, so it had already happened?
yeah, it already
terribly
happened before.
Yeah.
That people were breaking into the concert because it's just like a metal fence.
Yeah.
That's just like held down by like
Yeah. It's like,
sandbags.
what is it?
You
The
know what I
little
mean?
weighted bags. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I felt like they could have prepared that better, but they never like went into details about it.
Sure. And
So-
unless we have him on the pod, like I never want to do that, is offer too much of an opinion, like about famous people or whatever that we haven't really talked to and don't know. Cause like that doesn't seem fair to them. Not
Yeah.
that they care what we're saying, but like, what do you think of the part? So story is coming out.
hmm
What do you think of the part where people were telling Travis Scott himself, like, people are fainting or dying or whatever? And for a second, he was like, get the ambulance through or whatever,
Yeah.
but then kept going. I mean, you think he just caught up in the moment? Like,
Definitely caught up
like-
in the moment. You have a sea of people like
that are pumped up and
pumped up,
Yeah.
probably whacked out on something. I don't know.
I would
But-
think he didn't fully understand how bad it was. Like, you
He
hear that
probably
from
didn't.
people, but as an entertainer, you're taught like you just keep going until somebody that's like in charge of it stops you.
hmm
Yeah.
I just don't know why the people in charge didn't stop it.
I know, because they had to know what was going on. And
Well, at the point where people are climbing the stage to like yell
Exactly.
a girl's dead, that's like,
it's like
Or if that's what happened,
he's
you know,
probably
it was-
wearing some kind of like earpiece or whatever. So I would imagine they would tell him in the earpiece, like during some point of the concert.
yeah. And I think that's, well, he obviously stepped out of the spotlight for a little while because of that. And like
yeah,
Jordan Brand and Nike slowed his release of his shoes, all of that to
Yeah.
let it cool off. But I found it a little weird. Like, it seems like there's more to the story. I don't
Definitely.
ever trust the first story,
yeah,
but there is some responsibility on his part. And I think he accepted that. Like, but that was intense. Like, if you hear people are fainting or dying, even if it's
Yeah.
a joke, it might be time to slow down a little bit, you know? So maybe that's what, anyway. So, but I'm still a Travis Scott fan.
Right.
Like, anyway, I believe people can make mistakes and that's okay.
yeah.
Learn
I
from
think just learn from them and don't make them again, and then that's fine, honestly, because everyone makes mistakes.
So
That's-
kill less people at the next concert.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Less than 8. We're learning from our mistakes.
Wait, 8 people?
Yeah, it was something like 8 or
It
9.
was 8 or 9.
8 or 9. Like, there was a few, I don't want to say a few. I know of at least one that died post concert, like on the way to the hospital or something like that. Like,
My
people were, so
God.
people were getting crushed, like actually suffocating
Mhm.
because he was riling up a mosh pit. Now, I saw all this stuff come out where it was like comparing what he's doing to satanic stuff or like Illuminati stuff.
Okay, I think that's a little too far.
Well, they were comparing. So we'll look into it for yourself. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's too far or not. I have no clue. But they were comparing symbols in his set, like the
Oh.
actual physical build, to like these are symbols from Satan worship, and they're like eerily similar. I love a good conspiracy theory, guys. You're going to learn that about me on the pod. I'm
Oh,
in.
yeah,
I'm in to research it. I'm not saying Travis Scott did it or not, but like I'll put nothing past it though.
Mhm.
Like, we've come to find out a lot of stuff that we thought were conspiracy were not,
Yeah,
right?
like birds not being real.
Oh, wait, which way do you feel like it landed?
They're not real?
No, they are.
No, I don't believe it.
You don't think
See?
birds are real?
There's another person who thinks that birds
All right.
aren't real.
When y'all come to my house, we'll go sit by the little cat food thing where they eat from. Like,
Okay,
birds
okay.
are real.
When I went to St. Louis, there was a bird not real rally, and I really wanted to go.
Oh, that's fun. Or I want to go to a flat earther.
yeah,
rally?
yeah. I want to go to one of those as well.
one of my favorite documentaries I've ever watched. I watched an hour and a half flat Earth documentary on Netflix.
Oh yes,
You seen that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what happens in the
Yeah,
last minute?
it was so funny.
It was the greatest ending to a
Oh.
documentary of all time. So for those that haven't seen it, it's a documentary about flat Earth. I do not remember the title. But in the last minute, they're doing an experiment with a laser. Have you seen this, Karensa?
I think you've talked about it before.
Yeah. So they're doing the experiment with a laser, and they go across a body of water that's far enough where, like, so if the Earth is flat, the laser will pass through these holes in these boards that they built that are 6 feet tall. It'll pass through all 3 holes. The guy that's doing the experiment says, the guy who believes in the flat Earth says, well, they're on a walkie-talkie, and he's like, no, it's hitting the third one, but it's not hitting the second one. And the guy says something along the lines of, if the Earth is curved, which we know it's not, we would technically be able to raise the second board, and it would hit it, and then still hit the third. So they lift the board and it hits it, and then the documentary ends. So while trying to prove it's a flat Earth, they prove that it's curved. And it was like, oh no.
It's
like,
amazing.
You could see the dismay, and then it like fades to credits. I thought it was genius. It was so good. And it's so honest.
Yeah, and then the like main people in the documentary who were flat earthers were like, well, just
Who
trying
knows?
to,
Who knows? Could be, the experiment could have been
Yeah.
wrong or something.
Conspiracy theorists
Yeah.
are just so funny to me.
What's your favorite flat Earth theory? Like, do you know all of, some
Yeah.
people say it's an ice wall. Some people say it loops back around,
I don't know.
or we're in a dome. Have you seen the dome one?
Yeah, it's like
that was crazy. I mean, hey, I don't judge. Like that was a wild thought is what I mean.
I just find it just wild that people just think that. I don't know.
Also, because the irony is you can go to space and see that it's curved.
Exactly.
Like it's around Earth. Like
And
you could take pictures of it.
And it's just like how all the NASA stuff is fake or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
do you know how hard it would be to cover going to the moon up?
Well, and the amount of technology it would take to fake it at the time that they would have had to fake it.
Exactly.
Like we don't have the computer abilities now. So how could they have done it in the 60s? I do believe there's stuff there's hiding though. Like
100%.
Oh wait. Favorite musicians. I want to talk about UFOs. But I know when we do that, that's a rabbit hole. So I want to get the favorite music out of the way. But I want to get y'all's take on UFO. Who's your favorite UFO? Just kidding. Karensa, favorite musicians.
I like Glass Animal.
Yeah.
I like Benjamin.
Benjamin Button.
Imagine Dragons.
Heck yeah.
Chris got hyped up.
21 Pilots.
Yeah, cool.
Youngblood.
Lost me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. All right.
I have several more, but I
Panic at the Disco.
I like Brandon Urie a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched the video with Taylor Swift last night for the first time. That's me, or you're
You.
the only one of me.
So it's me.
It's
you.
It's
me.
yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those words. It's a signifier of a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool video though. I liked it. Taylor Swift went in on that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'm sure I know some of their songs.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where I know like a couple or I know the songs, but I just don't remember the name of the band or whatever.
Right. Oh no, I have tons of those where I'm like, oh, I love this person. Who is it?
Yeah.
I've heard 2 of their songs.
That
and I dig
happens
it.
a lot if I get on like the old rock station.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I know all the songs, but I can't tell you what they're called or who's singing them, but I
Right.
know the songs.
Yeah. I memorized Bob Seger, so I could look it up. He does the old time rock and roll.
That sounds familiar.
Moment of silence. It's like, so
It had old in the name.
yeah, no, I get it. I understood completely. So my musical tastes, thank you, Karensa, for sharing. I appreciate it.
Mhm.
I want to put a bow on that. My musical tastes sound just like Dave's, with a little John Mayer mixed in. Just like you talked about mood earlier, Karensa, that's music for me. So like I find that like I'll put on Ray Charles sometimes. I'll occasionally do Michael Bolton. Love me some Bolton. Like if you just want to get in on like, it was a lot easier when I was single and like wanted a girl, you know? And then now that I have a wife that's awesome, I don't relate as much to how am I supposed to live without you, but that's okay. Ray Charles is awesome all the time. Kid Cudi's incredible. Kanye, I think Kanye West, Travis Scott, who else? Even guys like Dr. Dre, Eminem, guys like, they're like not just geniuses for music, but like marketing and building a brand and like building it by not caring about it and just focusing on the thing that they're doing, right? So I love in the Travis Scott documentary when it shows his first show and there's like 12 people there and he is equally excited and entertaining as now. But you could have seen him win and you wouldn't have known, like you could turn the camera toward him and you don't know how many people he's doing it for. I love that. Full commitment to the art. Like it doesn't matter if one person's watching, like changing lives, baby, you know? So I like guys like Drake and I like Justin Bieber. I love that he loves the music. Like anybody who's into what they're doing, I want to give it a shot. And then anybody who's innovating, I'm down. Like The Weeknd, I love that he is just playing around, man. Like he's doing what he wants to do. Have you seen like The Dawn where he's like doing the old man makeup and the Dawn FM or whatever that he's doing now? I mean, he's just like letting loose.
That was
I love
cool. I really like that.
Right?
Yeah.
My favorite album. Oh, this is what we should do. I'll give you guys a second to think about it. I think my favorite album of all time, if I could only listen to one thing ever again, this is crazy to say out loud. Oh, shout out to Lainey, by the way. Love some pop music. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, also a fan. Lainey, check those guys out. And Lauv, I love him too, man. But I think I'm saying that right. Lauv, awesome artist. The album that I think is my favorite of all time, that if you could only listen to one album, you're on a deserted island and there's only one record player and that's it. No sand. It's not going to get on the record. Don't worry. I think my album would be 808s and Heartbreaks by Kanye West.
That's a baller.
It's just incredible. Like, it's only made with the 808 machine for the whole beat. Like, he went to Hawaii. I mean, the whole story behind it is like he basically barricaded himself for a month and was like, I'm doing this album about heartbreak. And the sound that it created, I actually think that album gave birth to guys like Drake and even the Kid Cudis where like your rap singing, you know, that kind of stuff. Like that album changed it. Like in my opinion, that was like a groundbreaking thing to do where he was auto-tuning himself and like just doing something different. And people were kind of critical of it. And he went with he was like doing the polos and the anime styling for art and like chains and everything. And then that was the moment his aesthetic changed to more maturity. Like he wore the gray suit and kind of like went through a maturing process in his music. But the irony is he also limited his tools to just an 808 machine. I was like, this is brilliant. Like limiting your tools is one of the ways I think art becomes the most awesome. Right? So anywho, 808s and Heartbreaks, mine. Chris, do you have a favorite album of all time?
Man, there's just so many to choose from. I mean,
but there you are on an island.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I quite like, there's an album called Your City Gave Me Asthma that I quite like.
Who's the artist?
Wilbur Soot.
Okay.
So I guess that one
is like the best complete. That's the hard part about picking an album is like
it depends on what mood you're in as
right.
well.
And it's not individual songs. It's like when you pick an album, you're like the whole thing kind of has to be this complete, in my opinion, complete experience.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, are you the kind of guy that listens to an album like song 1 to 12, or like are you going to your favorite song first and then back and forth?
If it comes out and it has a story to tell, I will listen to it like all the way through.
Yeah.
From the beginning to end. That's what I did with the Adele album. And then I'll just like pick a song that I really liked and like move it to my playlist.
I do the same thing. When an album comes out, I actually assume that the artist is trying to tell me a story.
Yeah.
And I listen to it all the way through. And then if I find out it's not a story being told, like, or if it hits me like, oh no, this is just 12 songs thrown together, I pick my favorites. There's only a few albums that I still listen to cover to cover. Actually, Sob Rock by John Mayer. I do that cover to cover. and 808s and Heartbreaks, I tend to start from the first song. Dave?
I can't decide between two right now because the internet, Childish Gambino.
Great one.
And then A Love Letter to You 2 by Trippie Redd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because the internet exists because of 808s and Heartbreaks. I don't know that. Never talked to Donald Glover, a.k.a. But, like, no clue.
He has a
But-
cool name as well.
He has such... I mean, man.
Yeah.
Right? We have cool names. Don't... Chris,
True.
come on, man. Don't...
No, I'm not saying my name's not
hey,
cool. I'm
like,
just like,
I'm just
that's
saying.
a cool name, Donald Glover.
Yeah, I'm gonna hug you after the pod.
Thanks.
I love your name.
Thank you.
All right.
Whaley.
So because the internet, incredible album.
Mhm.
And no offense to Trippie Redd, I've never listened, so I imagine it's also good.
It's okay.
Is he a Houston-based guy?
No. I just like Trippie Redd too.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Is he a rapper? I imagine he's a rapper.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
a rapper.
Shout out to Trippie Redd. Please come on the pod.
Mhm.
Explain your music to me.
That'd be awesome.
I'm one of those old guys that... Not
He
with,
has-
You don't
not
have to
with
tell
that.
me that.
Oh, watch out. Chris throwing flames. Karensa?
See, I was trying to find an album that I actually knew all the songs.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I think the only one is Night Vision by Imagine Dragon, and that's because I actually own the
Yeah.
CD.
Okay.
So I listened to all of them.
Gotcha. Are you a song jumper?
Yeah, I mean, even in that album, there's a song I don't like. I don't like Tiptoes.
Well, yeah,
But
right.
like, I
Sure.
just like, I don't think out of most albums, I'll like maybe 3 or 4 songs, and then I don't like the rest of their songs.
Yeah.
I don't really have an album that I like everyone's songs.
I agree with that. I think on 808s, like Paranoid, I'm okay with. Like, I could skip it probably, but yeah, I'm with that. Even on my favorite albums, there's a few songs where you're like, yeah, okay, depends on the mood. Because I don't think there's even one album that every song is the same mood. So if you're like in a sad mood and it's just hitting just right, and then you get to song number 5 of an album and it's this upbeat song, you're like, well, hold on, not ready for that.
Let's take a pause.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break. If I want to stay in this moment, especially when you're driving and you have a certain mood going. To me, I find like I don't want the mood to change. Like sometimes I have a hard time picking the first song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the song I'm trying to listen to? And I'm halfway through my commute to work and I still haven't picked the song. Like, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not the mood. So anyway, Imagine Dragons. Cool.
Yeah.
Big shout out. Is it Imagine Dragon or Dragons?
Dragon?
Plural?
I think it's plural.
I just want to point out.
You always make me second guess myself.
No.
Like, I'm
that's
assured,
not.
and
No,
then I'm
I'm
not assured.
it's because I'm not sure. I genuinely don't know. I just noticed that your favorite movie has dragons, and your favorite album is dragons.
Dragons are cool.
I agree. Is your favorite show Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, I was excited for the
no.
clean sweep. I was like dragons in every show. Do you have a favorite TV show? That's what they call a seamless transition in the biz.
Oh, well, you just ruined it.
No, I didn't. I just called it out how good it was.
Wow.
I'm patting me on the back as we speak. For those that can't see, boom, boom, boom. That's me patting myself on the back.
He did just do that. He did.
It's probably going to be an anime.
Does it have dragons in it?
Nope.
Oh,
Well, actually,
Dragon Ball Z?
no, I forgot. It does have one dragon. Just one.
I knew it.
No, actually, recently in the last episode, there's apparently more.
What is it?
The time I got reincarnated as a slime.
That's the name of the anime?
Yes.
That's a great
The-
name.
The time I got reincarnated.
I think you would really like it, Chris.
That's I have to add that to my list now. That's
He's
an
not
amazing
finished
name.
yet, so there's still a lot. And
Okay.
they're pretty good at like
I like
kind of. He just released like a few more episodes, and it's right up until like the last manga chapter that he just released.
You're saying who's...
I don't remember
Oh,
his
you're
name.
fine. Is it on Netflix? Where can we watch it?
I don't even think it's on Netflix.
Where do you
mean-
watch it?
Places where I shouldn't.
Oh, okay. All right.
Deep dark web.
Ripping the dark
All
web.
right, well,
Hey.
no one call me out though, because I probably will buy his books. So
Oh, fair. Okay. No, we're good. We're fine. Let's not go any further. Dragon, but there are dragons. Nailed
there's-
it.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Dave, favorite show?
Favorite show?
Yeah, like I guess you could say TV show, but that's not how they work anymore. But like, yeah, show.
I would say SpongeBob. I love me some Krabby Patty burger flipping,
No doubt.
SpongeBob. I relate to Squidward.
I don't know. It's funny. I laughed, but it's a wicked popular show.
Yeah.
It just struck me. It's like
I didn't expect that at all.
I did not see that coming.
Like bold and brash. And then
Okay.
the art critic in
Yeah.
the show is like, more like belongs in the trash.
Nailed it.
Love it.
Chris?
Man, there's just so many. This is the one where I'm really gonna struggle. I mean,
Big TV guy?
yeah. If you go off of what I really like right now, it's Attack on Titan
Yeah.
because I just really like that show.
It's a great show.
It's an amazing show. I mean, I like Stranger Things as well. I can't think of any others, but yeah,
I gotcha.
yeah,
Immediately, I thought of Sons of Anarchy.
Hmm.
And
I
then,
haven't seen it.
I've seen like a few episodes.
no worries, I suppose.
I saw Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah. We could talk about seasons 1 through 7. But
Mhm.
I kind of think, like, as a rule, we will not talk about season 8 on this pod.
I got through.
I don't want to reference it at all.
I got through 5, and then I stopped
That
because
is
I was upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, by the Red Wedding?
Yeah.
I got pretty far too.
You stopped at the Red Wedding?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like right before it.
What is? I don't know what to say.
I didn't
That is-
understand.
I'm struck by so many emotions right now.
That episode made me so mad.
Oh,
I
that was terrible.
like,
It was so well
it
done.
was so good, but made me so mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this, but hate it.
Dirty Secret. Rob Stark. I don't know his real name.
I don't know either.
Oh, the actor. I'm so sorry. He was in Eternals and he's done a couple shows on Netflix and things like that.
I thought,
He was the big winner of that because he gets to go down as being like the guy that could have been king, dies at the Red Wedding, and in real life his career took off after that. Like he got to be a leading man in a bunch of stuff. So shout out to you, Steve Jones, or whatever your name.
Steve Jones.
No, can somebody look that up?
John
Come on.
Smith.
Yeah,
Yes.
somebody look that up. Rob Stark's real name is, first one to look it up, I will buy at least 2 cookies for.
I don't need
Richard
cookies.
Madden.
Boom. Sorry, Chris.
That's okay.
Pretty
were going
quick
for-
with Googling.
She's a Googler. She's one of the Googlers.
I had my Wordle pop up.
Yeah.
you know.
So shout out to Richard Madden and Wordle, purchased by the New York Times, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Richard Madden, his career took off after that. He was in a movie with Idris Elba, who I love and should be the next James Bond. Shout out to you, Idris. Yeah, I think Sons of Anarchy for me. Love Jax Teller. Charlie Hunnam is the actor's name. Jax Teller's the character name, and I was such a huge fan. The Mentalist. Have you guys seen that show? That's like low stakes, high reward right there. Like you can watch it while you're doing something else. But Simon Baker as the Mentalist, incredible. Like shout out to you, Simon Baker, wherever you are in Australia or otherwise. Good on you, mate. So those are the shows. Yeah. So you didn't like my Australian?
No,
We don't need to talk about
anything Australian.
those that
It's
shall
just
not be named this episode.
Anything Australian?
anything.
Well-
You just hate Australia now?
Whoa, Chris Hemsworth's from Australia. Watch yourself. He would be my answer for favorite personality or famous personality.
I'll have to look past it.
He's not a.
I actually.
I don't know if he's a fan of the things that you don't want to talk about.
I remember I tweeted out something about me hating Australia, and
Yeah.
a bunch of Australians got mad at me.
No way.
Which is
Chris,
fair.
And so then I deleted the tweet.
You're always throwing flames at people like it's not going to burn somebody.
I probably wouldn't want to live there, though. Seems too
No, it seems like an awful
hostile
place
towards-
to live.
towards people. I think the
Oh yeah, they did it.
the spiders there
Yeah.
Oh,
alone
that's hilarious.
is just not worth it to me.
I was thinking about the government's treatment of people, but spiders also.
I think
Yeah.
they have the spider where it literally adapted to only kill people.
That's fun.
Ooh.
The Australia's just weird.
All right, easy. We're not gonna disenfranchise a whole group
They
of
had
people.
a storm once where a bunch of spiders got caught up in the air and it rained spiders for a day. Not worth it.
I
It's
can't-
not
You
worth
I-
it.
can't say that's not weird.
I will literally never visit Australia now. I don't want to get caught in a spider shower.
Okay, I do like some Australian people. For the most
I didn't know
part.
if you were going to name them.
No.
Start listing the people.
No,
There
I
are
mean-
3, and they are named.
No,
No.
Australian people are fine. Everything else about it is just weird.
I love the views are awesome. Like the nature, being
My
a
hot
tropical looking.
topics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get it.
it's funny because Australia is hot.
Yeah. See, I get it. I see what you did there. Dave, how do you feel about Australia?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kangaroos.
Second only to outer space.
Yep.
Kangaroos are just busted.
What?
Dude, do you hate all?
No, I love
Marsupial?
kangaroos because they're just, I don't know, because they will just like come out and like punch you or something.
They
Have
won't
you s-
break
I don't
bones.
think that's like a rampant
They
Have
problem.
you
kill
seen?
you
Have
by
you
punching
seen
you.
the picture of the ripped koala, or not the koala, a kangaroo?
Oh my
The
God.
kangaroo.
They
Oh,
won't-
yeah,
all
like
ripped.
ripped and shredded. I thought you
Yeah.
were saying like ripped in half.
No,
I was like,
No.
like a kangaroo. No, you hold on.
I'm not.
The way
I'm
my
not-
brain went was that the kangaroo had punched a koala so hard that it was ripped in half. I was like, I've never seen a ripped
Like,
koala before.
I'm not a psychopath.
Okay, well, look, the internet holds many secrets I don't know.
Uh,
I just recently found out about Imagine Dragons albums. Who knows what's next? Yeah, so ripped kangaroos are pretty wild. Yeah, I have seen that where they look actually beefy.
I know they're insane.
Yeah, and they can. Karensa's right. Like could literally kill you from punching you. I showed the kids the other day. They couldn't believe it. I found on YouTube at one point a video of a horse killing another horse by kicking it.
Mhm.
Like a male horse was going after a female, and she was like not having it, and she just threw her back legs back like just right and dead.
Yeah,
Like
they
the male horse was toast.
hit you in the head.
Yeah.
The concussion will too
Yeah.
bad.
I said something. I don't even know how it came up. Matthew was talking about like if somebody was riding a horse, he would just go up and slap it. I was like, don't do it. You could ruin your whole life.
Have you seen how giraffes attack each other?
They throw
Wrap their
heads
necks,
into
right?
each other.
Like just swinging their head at one another.
Oh, God.
Just like,
Because they're little horns.
yeah, they
They're
have
trying
little
to-
horns. Like that's
Yeah.
an amazing animal right there.
I always find it fascinating when two predators fight like that, like a bear or a lion, because lions are a little better at it. I feel like bears are terrible at fighting each other because they will go at each other with claws, but both of their mouths will be open and like facing each other, but not striking one another. Like lions will go after each other's throat. It's real weird. I mean, not weird. It's like intense. Bears look like they're dancing because they're like slamming into each other and kind of like pushing one another, but they're not really biting at each other. I'm like, what's the goal? Like sumo wrestling each other to submission? Like, we don't really want to kill each other, guys. Look, the cameras are on. Let's just let's slam into each other as hard as we can.
Let's just give them some content.
give 'em
when
something
they
good.
leave, you
Yeah.
know.
The way
When they-
that
we'll get salmon
rams
later.
fight.
Yeah.
Have you seen how rams fight?
Yes, that's wild.
Butt their head against
I
each other
mean-
until one of them.
I saw a video where they backed up out of frame, however wide the video was,
Mhm.
and then from off camera, both of them met in the middle of frame. And
Yeah,
it was like,
It makes
I
me
mean-
feel like gun dueling. Same concept.
Yes.
Like they both back up away from each other and just charge head first. Whoever
Crazy.
can snap the other person's neck.
oh, nobody wins. Nobody wins that fight.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. All right. So favorite things. Do you have any other favorite things, like obscurely favorite thing, Chris? We do favorite video games, but that feels like played out. See what I did there? Funny laughter.
Funny joke. Man, I don't know.
Okay.
I need a second to think.
All right.
It
Chris's
is-
favorite thing, not having an answer when I ask him a question.
It is. It's funny because it makes for an awkward moment.
I have a favorite thing. Foreign people.
I feel like we can't go on from there. It felt like the next topic approaching, and then we just crashed into a brick wall.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to
Swiftly moving on.
go. Foreign people? Why foreign people, Dave? I'm so scared of this next part.
I don't know. I just like how you try and like communicate. Not like you
man.
can't communicate. Okay, not what I meant, but
He's navigating this
Um,
gracefully.
This is going so well.
I'm trying. Okay.
We're hoping not to have any foreign diplomats of any kind on the pod? Because Dave might look at them and go, "You talk funny."
They just have different, like, I don't know, like
Languages?
no. I don't know.
Oh,
Like you talk about like what type of food do you eat in your country
Yeah,
and stuff
different
like
cultures,
that. Different
yeah.
cultures.
Sure.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
what I
share
like.
different cultures with each other.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you, man. I know. You got a good heart.
Now let me be devil's advocate and talk
Okay.
about why I hate foreign people.
No. Pause. No. We're going to edit that out.
No, leave it in.
Nope. See there. It's edited out. If I leave a pause, I can chop it. Well, nobody will ever know what you said right there. Karensa, do you have any favorite things other than foreign people? Because we all love foreign people. We've established.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot you could say that you like.
Yeah. But your favorite things. Like, what's your favorite food?
Shrimp.
Tacos and watermelon.
Not together.
No, of course not.
Taco watermelon.
Of course
I had
You gotta
oysters.
try that.
Watermelon
Chris.
tacos.
I had oysters with pineapple a few days
Okay.
ago. That was a good combo
I bet it
for
is.
anybody who's
Salty and
curious.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. You just put it in the oven with some mozzarella, some bacon, and some pineapple, and that was actually pretty good.
So you had like a oyster pizza.
I ate like 40 oysters by myself.
Cool.
We bought 150.
Like,
Nailed it.
God.
So just her fair share. Not more than. When you say we bought 150.
It was me and 3 guys.
Nice.
Did you have to crack them open?
Yes, some of them, and they're really hard to do that.
Yeah.
To clarify,
Pre-cooked.
we were not the 3 guys. Just
No.
like Chris, you remember that you weren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm
Dave,
not that. I'm
no.
not that guy,
We
pal.
weren't the guys. Oh well. We didn't get invited to Oyster Fest.
I was somewhere.
40 oysters. Good for you. That's awesome.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
I struggle opening them.
We also went through like 5 pounds of bacon.
My God.
That sounds incredible,
so
actually.
much bacon.
Are you a fan of bacon?
Yeah, I like bacon.
Oh, good. It was just an overwhelming
Wait,
amount.
wait.
5
It's
pounds.
5 pounds.
Crispy or like soft bacon?
Oh.
Is this a struggle for you?
Yeah.
No way.
It is.
Really?
Crispy.
I don't
100%
know.
of the
It's like
time.
sometimes I like it where it just is crispy, but then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to like bite into something.
There's
I just wanna-
occasions.
I like
it's
it
just
soft. Soft is
Okay,
the way.
I want to clarify for Karensa and I, who like crispy immediately. There's moments in your life where you look at bacon and you think, all I want is some wet, noodly meat.
Yep,
That sounds delightful.
it does.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the same
No.
concept as like the people who like the fat on meat over the rest
Oh.
of it.
I'm that
Like that's their
person.
favorite piece.
Are you that person?
I am that person.
I like the fat on meat too. Fat on meat is good for you,
It's
actually.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Fun fact.
Oh, you like maybe 1 or 2.
You don't like
but-
grizzly pieces. Is that what you mean? Like where it's like chewy or all fat? Like you trim the fat off of it all.
Yeah, I normally just trim the fat off.
Oh, interesting. Fun facts. If anybody gets Karensa meat, if they mail it into the show, trim it. So you like soft bacon, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I know you as a different person now than when we started the pod. This is good.
Ouch.
I know you in a deeper. No, not in a bad way. Just like a deeper level.
Yeah. Soft bacon is the way to go. I don't know.
You
it's
think
just-
so? You don't prefer? Do you prefer crispy foods ever?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I feel like I can play both sides of the field, like offense and defense.
When it comes to eating crispy
Yeah.
food,
Yeah,
Sports.
but,
Okay.
but defense wins championships. So
fair.
But I don't
It's a
know. It's
coward's
just
move.
with bacon.
It's a coward's move. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it comes to bacon, you play both sides of the field.
Mostly defense, which is like soft.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like
If I was gonna
if I'm
give-
eating like bacon with eggs,
Yep.
like I want it as soft as the eggs.
Oh, no judgment. I'm trying to withhold.
That's okay.
That sounds.
You can just you unload it.
That's all. That just sounds like I would just toss the plate in the trash. Like I just can't handle. The eggs did nothing wrong here, but just if the bacon isn't crispy, I don't know. That's such a weird mouth experience for me. You know.
It's kind of like
So-
eating chips. I mean, you made them so crispy. You eat chips.
Yeah.
So you like the
I would-
boiled potato.
Oh god,
So
I would
Oh,
never eat
yeah.
a soft potato
The
chip.
boiled potato. Ew.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Like, wait, isn't that
God.
just a French fry
I mean,
without
I
a crispy?
guess.
So
that's one way.
like
All right, so French fries
But I
compared
like-
to
the interior, like a baked potato.
But I like crispy French fries.
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Big time.
crispy makes it better.
You like soft fries?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So Dave,
he just
Dave
likes
does
the
not
mouth
like crunchy.
experience
I
of
like
softer
them-
stuff.
He
I like
just-
them really soggy.
He wants. Do you have
Ew.
sensitive teeth?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't.
no
I
judgment.
don't
Do-
think
do-
I do.
Do you even chew them with your teeth, or you just like to just mush it with your tongue?
I chew
Hey,
it with
now.
my
Okay.
teeth. I know.
Just-
I know the
just
tongue
trying to-
action is.
Dave does. He chews with his teeth, folks. That's
Yes.
like, breaking news.
Who would have
do.
thought he's one of those people?
He's one of the higher percentage of people that typically chew with their teeth. There's a low number that do not. Dave, are you? I mean, Chris, are you a teeth chewer?
No, I just swallow it whole.
Yeah, no matter what it is,
Yeah.
you have to blend a lot.
No, I just big neck.
Oh, is that what you just like?
Yeah.
Rub the
I
Adam's
just-
apple a bit
If I
and
have
get
a
it down.
baked potato, I just shove it in.
I'm going for it. What's Thanksgiving like for you?
Oof,
It's a journey.
it's a long day.
I imagine it is. So, well, that's cool, guys. All of our favorites.
That reminded me of stuffing. I also really like stuffing.
Oh, stuffing's incredible,
The
but not
best.
crispy. I don't need stuffing crispy.
I don't need it crispy either.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
I kind of like it crispy.
So Dave is just messing with us. Dave, do you like day-old bubble gum?
Oh
Ew.
yeah. As long as someone else chewed it before me.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
As
Yeah, I was
long
trying to
as
pick
I-
like what's the grossest
As
possible.
long
thing.
as I find it on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave likes the McDonald's cheeseburger, but not fresh, like the kind that you leave out on the counter overnight and it
Mhm.
petrifies, and then you try to eat it.
when it's hard
Yeah.
as a rock.
Dave only likes pizza that has begun curling upward because it is dried out.
Cold
So-
pizza though.
When it's
Oh.
growing mushrooms on it.
Yeah, cold pizza's a winner. 2-day-old pizza left out is a real loser.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going for it, Dave.
No, no.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
God.
that's the way.
Nah.
It's like a fine cheese. So
Well, it has cheese on it, so you know,
it's fair.
maybe that's how it works.
Yeah, we could reason that out, I guess.
I guess.
So, well, cool guys. That's a cool hour.
hmm
Mhm.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Smooches.
Well, no,
What?
I don't want to smooch you.
All right, fine.